Welcome back to my channel. This is Taisha with Organized Plans. I want to start by thanking all of my returning subscribers for spending some time with me today. And if you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you. In today's video, I am going to be creating my own custom covers for my Happy Planner. This will be in the classic size, and I'll be creating this so that I can change out my covers for the month of June. So if you'd like to join me as I create some custom covers and I'll show you how to do it, then just keep on watching and let's get started. Okay, so I have a bunch of supplies in front of me, so I'm just going to walk through everything that you need, all the supplies if you want to create your own custom covers. I know I've seen lots of other videos where other planners do this using scrapbook paper, and that's what I have for today, and I'll show you all the other materials. So to start with, you're going to need some scrapbook paper, and I've found this really pretty floral paper from Hobby Lobby. This was from the Paper Studio brand, and it was 69 cents, 70 cents, and I actually got this when the Paper Studio line was 40% off, so it was just a few cents. I got 4 sheets of it because I'm going to use that for each cover, the front and back. So I have that. So you'll need some scrapbook paper. And the reason why I purchased this color is because I really wanted to use these purple metal discs. I like to change out my work planner and kind of set it up every month and change out the cover and the disc and all of that stuff and just refresh it. And I couldn't find, kind of a cover that I liked. So I said, I think I'll just make my own. And I think these purple discs are going to pair so beautifully with this paper. So that was my inspiration. So I just wanted to show that for you. You'll need some laminating sheets. And these I actually purchased from Target, but you can get these on Amazon, Target, Walmart. I did pick up the 5 mil size that will allow them to be a little bit heavier, more durable. And this was just a pack of 25, and they are the clear finish. So I know some of the laminating pouches do come in matte. These will kind of seal up and show clear. So you'll need some laminating pouches. These also do come in a 3 mil size. Those are a little bit cheaper, but I did go with the 5 mil just to create a little bit thicker of a cover and make it more durable. You're also going to need a laminating machine itself. This one I purchased off of Amazon a few years ago. It is just Amazon Basics brand. It does work for 3 mil and 5 mil size pouches. I think it was less than 20 bucks, so really inexpensive. And as I said, I've had it for a few years now and it's worked well for me. To trim down the paper, I'm just going to use my paper trimmer. This one is by Fiskars, and will just work well for me to trim down the paper to the size that I need it to be and get it good straight cuts. And then I will also use my Happy Planner punch. This one is just in the classic size, but that will allow me to punch the holes once I get to that stage. And then I also have this We Are Memory Keepers, this crocodile punch. I'll just kind of take this out as well. And this is what you can use to round the corners. So just as you see here with this Happy Planner cover, the corners are rounded. So that's what I'm going to use this for, and it just works really well. And it's heavy duty, so it can punch easily through the laminated pouches. And then finally, just the last few things, I just grabbed a pair of scissors if I need it. I did grab an old Happy Planner classic size cover that I can just use as my template to know what size I need to make the cover. And I grabbed a pen as well, just so I could write down like the measurements and marking and all of that. So that's everything that you'll need. So we will get started with creating covers. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually just plug in my laminating machine just so that it can start warming up while I work on the rest of the steps. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the paper, and I did note the measurements already. And I'm looking for where that piece of paper, okay, it fell on the floor. All right, so I did measure this, the cover, and the inside of it is 7.5 going across by 9.5 going down, and so for the length and the width. And then once it's laminated, it's about 7.75 going across and 9.75 going down. So those are the measurements I'm going to stick with to make this cover. And as I said, I did buy 4 sheets just because I want it to be the same on the front and the back. I could have gotten some other paper, but I just thought that would be simple enough for me. So I think I want to start, maybe one additional thing to grab is a tape runner, just so I can tape, and this is just the Tombow brand permanent adhesive tape runner, but this will just allow me to kind of tape these pages together. Hopefully I'm not out of tape. No, okay, good, there we go. So I'm just gonna do these 4 corners. It doesn't have to be stable or you don't need a ton of tape because of course everything's gonna get sealed in the laminated pouch anyway. So I'm just gonna line these up just enough so that everything sticks down into place. Just so that it'll make it a little bit easier to cut. Okay, so have those down, and then I'll do the same thing with this side. I'm just getting the 4 corners here. Okay. And I'm just gonna just line those up and then press them down. As I said, you can do any kind of scrapbook paper. Okay, so now time for the measurements. So I want to start with the measurement for, let me just bring this around. For the paper, for the width of it, and I'm just going to do, and that was 7.5. So I'll just bring that right to that mark here and bring that down, just make everything even. So that'll be 7.5 going that way. And then I want 9.5. So we will just turn our paper and bring that to the 9.5 mark. And just want to just try to hold it steady and then trim there. So that's our first paper front and back. And now we'll do the same thing with the other sheet. And this is so economical, and just, again, it allows you to just customize your planner however you want it to be and look. So again, we'll do that at that 7.5 mark. Okay, and just hold everything into place, going down, and then at the 9.5. All right. All right. So we have the beginning of our covers. Just want to move that to the side and take off our excess paper, and let's just see how this is hopefully looking good so far. Yes, it is looking great. Okay, so I do want to, I think maybe I'm just looking at how these are, and you can see the corners around it with inside of the cover. So I want to do the same thing. And I have a quarter, this punch has a 1/4 inch side and a 1/2 inch side. And just looking at it, I think I want to do the 1/2 inch slide. So how this works is you just extend those out, and that kind of locks it into place. And then you just bring your paper into and use those two guides just to kind of center it, and then punch, and then that gave that rounded corner. And I will go ahead and link all of the materials that I'm using down in the description box below. I think you can pretty much purchase all of these items on Amazon. Okay, and let me just kind of come right around to that edge. Okay, so we got one side done, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. All right, so we have one, and then just keep going to our 4 corners. And I love how strong this punch is. It will easily kind of punch through everything. Okay, great. So we have all of that done now. Okay, and now time for our laminating sheets. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these up. And I'm going to take out 4 sheets because I may want to laminate each cover twice. We'll kind of see how the thickness feels once we do it one time, and see if a second time makes sense. So, so we have our sheets, and they're a little cloudy, but as I said, when you go to seal them and laminate them, they will come out clear. So I'm going to just take 2 as a starting point. And what I'm gonna do is take our paper, and then I'm just gonna push it all the way to the inner part of the pouch here. All right. And if we need to trim it down, we always can, but I'm just gonna try to kind of center it within the pouch. Okay, and so basically you do 1 pouch per sheet per cover. And again, I'm just pushing it all the way down to that very edge. Okay, and now we are ready to run these pages through the laminator. So let's go ahead and get our laminator set up now. Okay, so now the laminator is all heated up. The green light is on set for ready. So I'm going to just try to turn this way to the side just to give me a little bit more space on my desk. And we have our pouch ready to go. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of line this up to go through and try to do it as evenly as I can. Just kind of move this cord out the way so hopefully it doesn't disturb anything. And again, I just have it kind of pushed right up to that edge here. And now I am just going to place it through just to kind of get it started until it catches it. And then it'll start pulling it on its own. And we'll just let that run through. Just let everything seal. Okay. It's looking pretty straight. All right. And we'll do the first cover, and you can see it's just kind of completely sealed it clear, which is great. And I'll go ahead and line up my second cover to go on through. That looks so pretty. Love these florals and the purple. I think it's like perfect for spring and going into June and everything. Really pretty paper. So that's our first sheet, and I probably will run that through a second time, but let's go ahead and get our second cover sealed as well. So again, just lining it up and just letting it catch it. Okay, and then I'll just start pulling it through. And that's looking great as well. And I'm just kind of feeling the thickness of it. It feels pretty thick, but I do think I still want to do another sheet of it just to make it even more durable. So I am going to run this through a second time just to, again, seal everything. And then we'll probably use the additional sheet. So I'll get that ready as well. Okay, so second cover is looking great. Okay, so now that I've ran the covers through a couple times, I flipped them over just to make sure that I was getting a good seal all around the paper and everything. So I have decided, just like feeling the weight of them and everything, that I do want to run them through again with a second sheet of laminating pouch, and just to make them even more thicker and durable and everything. So to do that, I am just going to trim these down, and so I am going to use my paper trimmer, and I just want to make sure, I want to kind of get close, but I definitely want to make sure that I don't cut through that seal. So I'll just leave a little bit of extra, and don't have to be too precise with it. Just want to make sure that I don't go through that seal. So I'll just trim off a piece here, and still it still has a good bit of extra around it. And I will go and do the next side of it. And just basically go around the four corners. You won't need to do the top because it's already sealed and pretty close there. Okay. Okay, so just to trim that down, so that's our first one. And then we'll do the same thing with the second sheet. So we have both of our covers, and they are looking great. So far, so good. I'm really loving how this is turning out. And so I do want to just go ahead and trim to use my corner rounder again, just using on that 1.5 inch side, just to and if it doesn't get the first time, I can always just use my scissors to try to make sure I punch down firmly enough. Okie dokie. Okay, and it's getting pretty much everything, just a little bit to trim off. All right. So one of the things I was thinking about is, because with me laminating this twice using the 5 mil, I think that is going to not work with the Happy Planner punch. I think it's going to be too, the thickness will be too great. So the other tool that I do have is the We Are Memory Keepers. This is also kind of the Crocodile punch, power punch, but this is for making individual discs, and this is super strong and powerful. So I think when it comes to the step of actually punching through, I'll just do individual punches, and I'll use the Crocodile punch by We Are Memory Keepers instead of the Happy Planner punch, because I think they recommend only 3 sheets at a time, and that's for normal pieces of paper. And I think the thickness, as I said, is just going to be too great, and don't want to break my punch trying to cut through all of this. So again, I will have all of the tools and everything that I'm using in the description box below, linked over to Amazon. Now, if you decide to use a 3 mil paper, or only laminate, you know, just one time, one level of thickness through, then, you know, maybe the Happy Planner punch will be fine. But I just want to try to not chance it, knowing that the thickness is going to be pretty significant. So all right, so I think we are almost there. And again, we'll just go ahead. I want to just basically take, just to show you all, just basically take another page, and again, just put this to seal it to, or place it all the way to the bottom, and then smooth it out. And then I'm just going to run it back through my laminator. So I will either speed this up or come back when that part of the process is done, and then we can make our final holes and test everything out. So I will be right back. Okay, friends, so we are on our final few steps now. I have completed the laminating with the double sheets. I think it came out really great and very durable. So I like this a lot. So our final steps will be just to trim off the excess of the lamination pouch, and then do our corner to round them again, and then finally we'll put our punches through. So I am just taking the cover, and you can see kind of the inner line as well from the first lamination, and then the outer line from the second one. So I just want to make sure I stay outside of that outer line just so that I don't break the seal. And I will have a video coming up towards the end of this month where I will do my work planner setup for June. So that will allow you to see how I'm actually using the covers for my setup. And that's looking great. So I'm going to now go ahead and do the punch. And I think maybe I'll just do this quarter size. And I trimmed it off really well. You know, I'm not selling these covers. I'm just making them for myself. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. But, you know, I just wanted to give this a try. So definitely, that's looking great. You might want to also, while it's warm, kind of put something heavy on top of the cover just to get it super flat. Those are just, you know, fine details just to make it as nice as you want it to be. But I think this will work really well for me for my planner coming up this month, or next month rather. And I think this was the first time I actually made my own cover. So, you know, you can kind of experiment with it. What's so great is, you know, by using scrapbook paper, you can switch up your covers so easily. I know I've seen some other people that just take the scrapbook paper and then put like a frosted cover over top of it. That's really pretty, but I just wanted to try to use, you know, what I had, and I had everything on hand with the exception of just having to find some pretty paper that I wanted to use, which, as I said, I purchased from Hobby Lobby. So the covers are looking great. So now I think what I want to do is go ahead and punch them, and then we will be done. So here is, again, kind of the starting cover that I used as a guide. And it looks pretty well aligned. So I think this will fit well on a classic planner. And so what I want to do is just try to mark the first punch, the spot for the first punch. And I'm just going to go back and grab my pen now. This might be a little bit tough to show up, but I'm just lining it up and just using my pen just to create a little dot, and that will just help me know where I want to start that first punch. And then, yep. And so now I'm just going to just try to put the top, this line here, right where the line is, where that dot is, as best I can. Okay, and then just punch through, and you can see how easily that punched through. And so once you get that first punch, then the rest are pretty easy. You just keep just lining it up and going down the line, and it's creating that even spacing. And as I said, it is just punching through this thick lamination really well. And so I think just so that I can kind of get to hands with it and everything, I'm going to keep going down the line, and then I will come back through and show you the finished product. Okay, friends, so I have the covers all punched now. And as you can see, just going down the line here on both covers, and everything, you know, looks identical, so it looks great. And so I guess our final test is to put it on a planner. And so this is just a Happy Notes that I borrowed the cover from. So let's just test it out, see how everything looks. So I'm gonna just snap this in, and I think this will be a little bit longer than the planner or cover itself. So we have that as the front, and then the back side, it just punches in really well. I love that crocodile punch because it just made it super easy to punch through the lamination. So I think this looks so great. The only thing is just a little bit because I did the double lamination, it just is showing a little bit of the white part of the page, but I think that's okay. Again, this is just for myself, just to switch up my planner, and I'm gonna be excited to use this as I refresh my work planner for June. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you too. If you've ever thought about just grabbing some scrapbook paper and creating your own custom covers, the sky's the limit on what you can do with these. Pretty easy process, just need the different tools and supplies to do it. So definitely drop a comment down below, let me know what you think, and if you've ever created your own covers, any other tips or tricks that you would share. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And thanks everyone so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, friends.